Today we have a proper mid-tower case, and we're going a bit back old school, but it has that certain touch with the visual aspect of Cougar gaming. And what we have right here is the Cougar AIRFACE Pure RGB, which means that it comes with 4 CGR 120 PWM addressable RGB fans, 3 on front, 1 at the back. But when you take into consideration other even bigger towers, you can place 140 fan at the back. Here you can place 140 at the front, you can place two 120 on the top part of the power supply shroud, and you can place up to two 140 at the top, which is outstanding. Now, there are limitations since we are talking about really shorter case, smaller case, and we're going to go through that. So let's quickly go through specifications, then I'm going to describe everything. When we're talking about the air cooling support, at the front you could go with 3 120 or 3 140. At the top you can go with 2 140 or 2 120. At the rear 1 120 or 1 140. And at the power supply shroud 2 120. Which means that you can go with 9 fans inside this small chassis, which is great. And when we go with radiator support, this is a bit strange because they could do it, but 120 or 140 at the rear, 240 or 120 at the top, and 240, 140 or 120 at the front. Which brings us to the point. There is no 360. You can't place a 360 at the front, and this is why I went with air cooling, because honestly I don't have a, let's say, a black 240 AIO to fit the whole chassis and the design and everything all together. So the interesting thing is the front grill that holds the fans is possible to mount the fan in different positions, so you can move the 120 to the left, to the right. You have that option, and this is the same thing that you could do with 140, not drastical movement, but just by 2 centimeters, like 120 to 140 or similar stuff like that, which is okay. But then we go with the top. You have a magnetic dust filter. You have a possibility to mount, as a stated, radiator or fans. It's all up to you, but in general you can go with an air cooler which goes up to 175. Now, since we're at those limits, what I have right here is the RTX 4080 Super Gaming X Slim. Now, this GPU goes almost to the limit because you have maybe 1.5, possibly 2 millimeters of clearance right here in the front, but you don't have to worry, it can actually fit. I didn't have to wiggle it too much, it just actually fits. Even with this part right here, it really doesn't bother that because it has the depth, and that's important for this case. Now, the interesting thing is it has a darker tinted glass than usual, so it really blends in all together. So if you go with their standard orange color and you go with that dark tinted glass, it actually looks quite nice. And then we go with I/O connections and buttons. This is quite interesting, quite nice location. They aren't at the top is completely clean. But what we have here is first power button, then we have the LED button, and I'll get to that part. 2 indication lights, we have 2 USB 3.0, then we have 4-pole 3.5mm jack for your audio and for your microphone headset, and then you have USB Type-C. Now, for this type of mid-tower chassis, this is actually quite rich when we're talking about I/O ports. And then when we go with the LED button, when you press it once, you can actually switch through the different color schemes and presets that it has, because you have a controller at the back for addressable RGB, whatever. I mean, you could go with fans, RGB strips, or whatever you wish. And if you press it for I don't know, a couple of seconds, it synchronizes with the motherboard if you have a motherboard that actually supports 5-volt 3-pin addressable RGB header. The hub needs to be connected to SATA power to power up all the addressable RGB components that are connected to it, but in general it's really straightforward and simple, so you don't have to worry about that. The only thing that you need to do is connect the PWM for the fans. Now, inside the accessory box you do get a 3-way splitter, which means this fan at the back is left to be connected all alone, let's put it this way. So you daisy chain the 3 on front, you connect them somewhere where you find more convenient, and then you connect the rear one somewhere else. Now, since we're talking about Cougar gaming case, we do have the familiar front face of it, which has these type of grills on the side, on each side basically, and you have perforated steel mesh on the front, which is also quite appealing, which brings us to the point of outstanding airflow. But then again, since you have loads of extrusions here, well, not extrusions, holes to add different type of fans and just move them in different directions, it kind of restricts a bit of that airflow because it's at some point quite unnecessary to be able to move the fans on each side. When we're talking about the fans on the power supply shroud, it actually depends. Will it give any extra breathing room for the GPU? Because okay, the front fan could make a nice intake for this first fan. The second fan is blocked completely by the power supply, which is kind of obvious. Then you might have some cables, even though I do have more than 70% free for the second fan, which is quite alright, I do have to admit. At the back we have those extrusions that you can use, zip ties that you get also in the accessory box, and use them to basically connect literally everything and tie up and to make a pretty decent cable management, I would say. Now everything else is really straightforward, there's no problems, you can easily connect the EPS even with the cooler installed here, so there's that. And in the power supply shroud, you can either go with two 3.5-inch hard drives or one 3.5-inch hard drive and one 2.5-inch SSD. Also, at the back side of the motherboard, you have two caddies for two 2.5-inch SSDs. So maximum GPU length is 320 millimeters. Maximum CPU cooler height is 175 millimeters. Maximum PSU length is 160 millimeters. So pre-installed fans, as I stated, they are PWM and the speed is 1200 RPMs plus minus 10%. They are quiet even at full load, so you don't have to worry about that. And it actually does perform quite nice. So when we go with that, we have the Noctua NH U12A with two fans, quite logical. And we have the original fans that are right here, so I didn't actually add any additional fans. Just wanted to test it out as it is, since we're talking about a somewhere budget mid-tower case that actually has good material, good build quality. I do have to admit, when I compare it to the Antex AX67 addressable RGB, this, apart from the 360 radiator, no compatibility in this scenario, the build quality, the four fans are much better than in the AX67 because you have PWM control, you have addressable RGB, you have it in there as well. But here in this scenario, you have the addressable RGB hub at the back, which is much easier to connect and everything all together. So I would prefer either it. I'm really digging the 360 in a compact case, don't get me wrong. They could have made a cutout over here. You can swap in the 360 or just add at least 1 centimeter, but then they would lose the whole idea behind the AirFace Pure RGB. So it's, I don't know, for the quality, material and everything all together, definitely Cougar AIRFACE Pure without a doubt. So let's check out the benchmarks because it's kind of interesting. Cougar AIRFACE Pure with Noctua NH U12A Chromax Black. Cooling down the AMD Ryzen 9 7900X3D, and this right here is MSI RTX 4080 Super Gaming X Slim. We're having 93 degrees on the CPU in AIDA64, which is quite okay. We have air cooler cooling down the processor. That's quite alright. Clock speed is 4925, and the GPU finally breached 71. It's 72 degrees. There we go with Cinebench R23, average of 10 runs. 89.6 degrees with 4910 megahertz clock speed. The score actually shocked me. It's 26,302, which is great. Why? Because we have three fans on the front as an intake at 1200 RPMs. The cooler is an air cooler, which is a single tower dual fan with 6 heat pipes, and well, those heat pipes do tend to help comparing to the regular single tower cooler. And you have additional intake, even though this could be a bit too close, I don't know, but I think it's still pushing enough air outside. It would really look strange if it didn't. Maybe the rear fan actually does help a bit more. Regardless of that, in general, what I can say, the performance is good even with the stock fans. So yeah, and they are quiet. That's really most important thing. You can adjust the speed, you can adjust the RGB. That's good. The design, the visual aspect is really great because in this case, I really actually dig the bit tinted tempered glass. I like the ports, like the connections here on the side, quite straightforward, really accessible. That's really good. The material is outstanding. I have to admit that it's really great. And what we're talking about in general storage, if you're not just going with M.2 SSDs, if you're going with 2.5-inch or hard drives, you can really pack this case up even if it's this small. The only negative thing that I could say is that it's missing a 360 compatibility, and would really appreciate if this case had it, then it would have literally everything. But in general, if we take into consideration the footprint and everything all together, it is what it is, guys. So yeah, 240 is the maximum. So if you're interested in this type of case, if you're really on a budget and you want to actually control your fans with the RPMs, have a nice visual aspect, very accessible I/O ports, you can check out the links in the description for Cougar AIRFACE Pure RGB, and that'll be basically all for today. Thank you for watching, and if you have additional comments for this type of chassis, do leave it in the comment section below and I'll try to answer it or just continue the conversation with you. And finally, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, click the notification bell, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, bye bye.